Rovers and Bristol City are leading the way in this last-ditched attempt to clean up the language on the terraces. Whether it's going to work, that will have to be seen. But nevertheless, the directors at Bristol Rovers are absolutely adamant today to make sure that the crowds, the family, the supporters, and every f***ing person else in it.
Again, I'm Cal Worthington of Worthington Ford. Now I want to show you some trucks here that are flat worth the money. Boy, you can't... Shucks, you got it on my toe.
Tomorrow, the last day of summer. Sharon? Karen.
Susan.
I give you this ring.
I give you this ring
As a sign
that
I take you
to
be my lawful wedded husband. I give you this ring as a sign that I take you to be my lawful wedded wife.
Now, how did you meet your loved one, or even your husband or wife? Was it desperately romantic? Did you go weak at the knees? Did your roses wilt in their stems? Oh, bugger.
It's a foaming aerosol. See what happens when I spray it? The foam bills and no dripping.
Farrell says that it's easier to be a sex object than being a human being. But Farrell...
A Mr. Ron Kirsch there, now known locally as Harvey Wallbanger. But because his was only one of the many humiliations you can suffer when you're filming outdoors, let's look at some of the other environmental hazards you can run into out there in the dangerous open air, starting with a Californian reporter who found himself in circumstances where he had to take 2 tranquilizers just to get back to hysterical.
3, 2, 1. One final note. I don't believe this wind.
Oh, boy.
Cut 1. 3, 2, you asshole.
Hello. This week highway comes from Thorpe Ness. Where? Well, I had a job finding the place myself. But if you get a good map... Hold on a minute. If you get a very good map, and look at the country of Suffolk, you'll find it right on the east. Because if you go as far as you can in that direction, you get to Siberia, where the wind comes from.
Yes, we have a picture of Hawker in the classroom, and we do make continual reference to him. We regard him, of course, he is our founder, and we regard him as a benefactor. And every year, excuse me, we swallowed a fly.
I feel the need to bring this to the attention of the public and to the intention of the ministry in order to persuade NAREX to take their proposals and peddle them in a more positive fashion. Not necessarily elsewhere, but to re-examine the whole programme of radioactive waste.
Well, since you've been able to maintain services mainly by diverting through Carlisle, did you ever think about not spending £2 million on this work?
It's a shocking day altogether for the whole of the west of Scotland once again, but for East Kilbride in particular, which was a growth point, one of the jewels in the Scottish crown, if you like, for this further blow to hit East Kilbride is a pretty serious situation.
on your arms. That'll be for you.
So now the farmer must sit back and wait. And hopefully with sufficient rainfall and sunlight, we'll have another bumper crop across the Wiregrass, and Dothan can once again live up to its name as being the peanut capital of the world. Damn! Shit!
One of those moments when silent profanity is not enough. Now, with our next group of human albatrosses, we examine the growing demand that everyone who appears in front of a TV camera should be fitted with a rear-view mirror. Because it is extraordinary how often the place where things go wrong is what the Americans call in back of you. So during this next garland of goofs, please keep one eye on what's going on in the foreground of the picture, but try and keep the good eye on what's happening in the background.
Next time they hold a hill climb at Bully Bay, they'll be amazed to see a lavoir near Radio Corner that was never there at all. Well, it was, but it's been so overgrown for so long that nearly everybody...
And action.
A continuing saga, one might say.
Which way do I get out?
It's something that's occurred over the past year, more so because of the large volume of people that have been seeking assistance.
Which way do I get out? Excuse me. Which way do I get out? Thank you.
But over there are some animals. I wonder if you can guess what they are. If I told you that they lived in northern Europe, that they gave very rich milk, made good meat, that their skins were good for making clothes and harness and blankets, that they could go a long, long way, although not very fast, I wonder if you'd guess. But if I said they pull sledges, and Father Christmas keeps a few, how about that? Yes? Reindeer. Those ones over there are about 5 months old. Oh, they aren't. They're 9 months old. Muck that one, sorry. Can we cut? Oh, blimey.
Take two.
It's just like Noah's Ark, doesn't it? There's a couple of llamas in there. One of them looks as though he needs to go to the dentist. And there's Johnny, the Shetland pony stallion, and some donkeys, and that huge Anglo-Nubian goat. Just compare him in size with the little tiny pygmy goats down here. But over there, if I told you there's some animals that... Not again!
We have an entire weekend spread out in front of us. We'd love to have some great weather for it. Russ Minshew is in the forecast office putting all that together for us for a forecast later on. And there he is right now, friends, and he's going to tell us exactly what to expect. Obviously is not ready for the backstage look here at 11 Alive. I hope you enjoyed that.